Hello, I'm Jeff Patterson. Today we're going to look at the first couple movements of the Chen form. This form is a very explosive Tai Chi form. It's got a lot of Fa Jing in it, a lot of high intensity movements, a lot of strong, powerful stances. We're going to break it down though and just look at some of the details of the first couple movements. And we're going to go along, work through the entire form with you. Each week we'll be putting out a few more movements in the form and talk about some of the details. Once you complete the form, then we'll go into some of the martial applications and talk about all of the different ways that we can apply the form martially. So with this form, there's a lot of variations within the form. So sometimes, for example, we might do 3 different steps for one movement. We'll talk about the different applications for each one of those steps and why we're doing them differently. And you'll see a lot of different variations. There's a lot of kind of free flow in this form, kind of almost like how you sign your name. You know, everybody makes the alphabet the same way, but we have a different take on how we express it. The form is very much like that. There'll be different ways that we put the Fa Jing. Sometimes we might do it with an upward break or horizontal or downward break. We might change the angle that we're putting the power. All of that is okay. There's not a rule that says it has to be exactly the same every time. So I'm going to try to keep it pretty basic and simple for this first time through the form. Then when we get into some of the more advanced and the martial applications of the form, we're going to talk about different ways that we can express some of the movements. So to start out, we're going to start with our feet about hip width distance apart, knees slightly bent. You want to find your central equilibrium. Maybe take 3 breaths here and just find your center. Be well rooted, let go of the tension in the body. Now, the first movement, if you watch me from the side, is bring kind of like a soft shoulder roll here. So as the shoulders come up, the hands come up, and then I coil, I do like a yin coil with the hands, so I'm bringing them inward this way. So as I come up, sit down, raise the hands. And notice how when I raise the hands, I'm subtly shifting forward with the weight. Get up to about maybe the neck, chest, shoulder height here. This can again vary a little bit. And then as I sit down, I'm sitting down with the elbows and my whole body weight and putting power, almost like each finger was tied to a bungee cord or a rubber band up in the corner of the ceiling, along with my elbow, my shoulders, and my hips. And as I sit down, I'm feeling that power, that stretch come down, but I'm not letting myself get tight. I'm using that as a visual aid to know that it's not like this, so you're not collapsing. So I'm bringing that down and then back up into the chest and lower the hands. This is the basic raise hands in the Chen form. Let's do it facing the front. Now again, I could maybe put some of the Fa Jing in some of these movements, but for now when we're learning the basic outline of the form, I'm keeping it real simple. We're not going to talk too much about the Fa Jing yet. But for those of you that have been around Tai Chi for a while and understand what I'm talking about, there is that application in this form. It's like a whip a little bit, but we do it slowly. So I sit down, turn, and my hands come from this lower position, and it's almost like I'm holding a ball. So I come up and I roll that ball by twisting the hips and sitting down, and come up into this position off of the left side. So my body's turning about 45 degrees to the left, and my hands are coming up, maybe from the wrist to elbow apart. So they're not going to be like this, and they're not, when you're in the position, not only do you not want to be here, but we don't want to be reaching too far or leaning into that foot. You want to be very balanced and come up into this position here, only turning the body about 45, don't try 90. So as I come up here, I'm using my hips here and up into this position. So let's go through that entire section there. Now from this position, I'm going to make like a soft whip with that right hand, turn, and then shift. And as I come over to this right side, my right foot is going to pivot out at 45 degrees as I come over here. And again, this is only about wrist to elbow apart as I shift kind of into that leg over here on this side. So from the beginning, now, we're going to look at the next position, and I'm going to do a subtle weight transfer from the right to the left as I pick up that left leg. Now, there's 3 ways we do this step. Sometimes we'll do here, sometimes we'll do with a kick, and sometimes we'll do with a circle. So when you come through from this side, I might circle the knee up and step. I might come here and kick, or I might draw a circle on the floor with the hand. So as you're doing this, you can kind of play with either variation. They all have different martial applications. Again, let me do it from this side. All right. First couple movements on the Chen style Tai Chi form. Remember, this is just a basic outline. We're going to go into more detail and move along, but I want to get you guys through the form, at least the first section of the form, before we start putting any fajing and start talking about too many variations on the movement. This is a very fun form to learn. It's a long form. This is the old frame form that I'm going to show you. We also do the new frame form and the competition form, but we're going to focus on this for a while, kind of see how that comes along, see how you guys like it. And if there's any angles or something maybe you can't understand or you can't see, please reach out through the Facebook page and let me know. Say, hey, it'd be really helpful if I could see it from the left side or the right side or whatever. I'll try to help you guys out as much as I can. But thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.